All right, everyone's got it backwards on Damian Lillard, and whatever. Half the people are supposed to have it backwards, but everyone's not supposed to have it backwards. There should be some people that go, "Wow, Portland promised that they would get this pick and trade it. They fucking lied." And I would want to get the hell out of there too. Like half the people should say that. Half the people can say, "Oh, I identify with the owner, with the super billionaire, blah blah blah, owner of the Trailblazers," and half the people say, "Oh, I identify with the worker bee because I'm an average fucker." So this video is to figure out what happened with Damian Lillard and Harden a little bit. I'm going to share my spreadsheets. What happens when I get mad and I see something I don't like? I make a bunch of spreadsheets. This is my spreadsheet. My face is in the way of my spreadsheet. I'm going to make my face a little bit smaller. And it kind of valued all the players. So I took the last 3 years, their real plus minus from ESPN, and then I modified them so that every year we had the exact same amount of wins. So Seth Curry's 2021 was the best for him, and Jason Tatum's 21-22 was the best for him. But that's how I valued the players. So Seth Curry, Steph. It's Steph Curry. I'm not going to change that because it's a fucking YouTube video that no one's going to watch. Steph Curry is worth $78 million. I think we could all say that Bomber would love to pay Steph Curry $80 million, and he only gets paid $51 million. He's being cheated out of 26. Rudy Gobert is number 2 on this list, and that's because I took his last Utah season because it was the best season. But it does show you how somebody who's smarter than all of us, like whoever's running Minnesota, they're smarter than us, right? But they made a big mistake. But they didn't make a bigger mistake because they're dumb. They're smart people mistake. But anyway, it looks like I thought Rudy Gobert was, close enough to MVP that one season in Utah. So, that shows you how they made such a huge mistake. Anyway, Damian Lillard is probably worth about $55 million. In 2021, he was worth $55 million. He gets paid $45 million. So at the end of his contract, he'll probably be worth less than he's getting paid, but that's because they owe him $10 million. LeBron James signs a 2-year deal. The second year he can opt out of. So the second year is only helpful to him if he gets injured. So if he gets hurt, then the Lakers have to pay him for the second year, but he's worth 2 years. Like LeBron's losing in this. What is LeBron's underpay? LeBron's underpay is $12 million a year. And most of that's because of regular season. Like when he's on the court, he's worth a lot more than that. James Harden, I think we all know that James Harden could have got $47 million last year, said no, pay me $36 million so you can go sign somebody and make it up to me next year. Philadelphia said, yeah, sure. And then they said, no, fuck you, James Harden. We changed our mind. And then everyone thinks James Harden's doing something bad. James Harden's not doing anything bad. James Harden got cheated out of $11 million. He signed into his deal. Philly can now trade him and get more value. They got $11 million that they cheated him out of last year. They were already underpaying him, but they were only allowed to pay him so much. And now they can get a first-round pick, which I'm about to show you is worth about $100 million. So a first-round pick, if we look at the trade, the Mavs and the OKC. Why doesn't it say OKC? Anyway, OKC agrees to take $22 million, $17 million this year, and $5 million next year for Bertans, who they don't want for free. So they're going to pay $22 million to move up 2 spots in the draft. So they're going to just move. They're not getting a first-round pick. They're getting 2 spots better. That's worth $22 million. So a first-round pick is worth more than $100 million. When Kevin Durant asked to be traded and everyone got all mad, oh, he signed a contract. That was how he got paid. He agreed to give the Nets the value of whatever his contract was if they just kept re-signing Kyrie Irving, who's also worth more than he gets paid. And they said, no, we're going to screw with Kyrie Irving. So they said, okay, trade me. And what Kevin Durant is worth is at least $400 million because he went for 4 first-round picks. So Kevin Durant is so underpaid that somebody would pay $400 million to underpay Kevin Durant by that much. Damian Lillard's about $10 million a year underpaid, but Miami's willing to pay 2 first-round picks at least, so at least $200 million to pay Damian Lillard this contract. So Portland's not being cheated. Portland agreed to A. They got a great pick, and they said, "No, we've changed our mind. We don't want that. We want to move forward with this." And Damian Lillard said, "Listen, if I'm going to not eat pizza or ice cream for the next 4 years, don't trade me to OKC. Don't trade me to Utah. I love Utah. I went to college in Utah. Don't trade me there. Don't trade me to San Antonio. Pop is great. I'm going to eat a bunch of ice cream and pizza whenever I want because we're not competing for a championship. So if he's going to compete for a championship, Miami is a nice fit. Be nice to him." Anyway, I want to make spreadsheets for somebody. That's the whole point of this, is I want to make spreadsheets. It's not all this. I made 8 spreadsheets because I was upset about this, and I didn't make 8. I made like 38. I made a lot of spreadsheets. So I want to team up with somebody, make spreadsheets, have you make them interesting, and we can talk about like who's who, on this spreadsheet. Danny Green is worth $28 million. And this is ESPN's number. There's a site 538 that is way more generous to a Danny Green type, to the guy who's just going to go in and add something to someone else's. So Danny Green's not supposed to be the first or second best player, but he rebounds, gets all the way across the court, blocks a shot. Danny Green's useful. Bradley Beal is worth $25 million, roughly $23 million, which makes it nice that Phoenix picked him up. Like, that's a great, if I'm living in Phoenix, I'm thrilled that the owner is willing to pay Bradley Beal $46 million and a bunch of penalties just so I could have a better chance to win my city. So it's not my money. Like I love some of the contracts we signed this year, but if you told me I can't have those great players, but I get 10,000 cash, I'd rather have the 10,000 cash. It's not my money that they're playing around with. So Bradley Beal is a great deal. Christian Wood. I love Christian Wood. I don't know why no one else loves Christian. Christian Wood is a plus defensive player according to ESPN, and 538 likes him even more. Christian Wood's worth $18 million a year. Dallas didn't love Christian Wood, but Christian Wood gets rebounds, and that's a good defensive player. The other team doesn't get to keep shooting the ball when Christian Wood's playing. Kevon Looney is like the best 24-minute center in the league. And he's so far above. I was going to do a little video on, make a spreadsheet on 24-minute centers, because that's a position. And Kevon Looney is like 50% better than the next one. I think the next one's worth $10 million, and Kevon is really worth $18 million. And Jeremy Grant, Portland just signed for that huge contract, is less good than Christian Wood. That was my point. 2 years ago, they both were traded for 1 first-round pick. I kind of thought Jeremy Grant was better because he's a small forward and all the way the NBA is changing. But they're about equal. My spreadsheet says Christian Wood's the 108th best player and Jeremy Grant's the 126th best player, but they're pretty close, whatever they are. All right, that's it. That's way too much of me. I want to be an unpaid intern for some brilliant YouTuber and make spreadsheets when I'm upset about things. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.